so we're in Kentucky Uni. Come with us.
What's one word to describe how you're feeling right now?
Ecstatic.
So this morning we're spending a bit of time on University at Kentucky campus. We're going to meet Brian, who's Anne-Marie's boss, supervisor, and the folk we've been engaging with as well. Some of you met Brian the other week then when he came out with Kentucky students to Glasgow. And then we'll come back here, folk can decompress if they need to, put their feet up, or Anne-Marie's saying their shops are up into the pool.
Yeah. We've got some Zumba
in the pool, or there's some shops nearby if folk want to go and get stuff. And then this evening,
5:45. I want to do it.
This is the step-by-step event, which is supposed to be on the Thursday, but it's now tonight. And Tanya, who's managing that project, is really encouraging as many as possible to come along.
Make sure you go through the gathering section. It's a big one on the wall, and I'll send you all the details. But when you get there, just ask for Tanya Top. If you do have a PVG or it, in case they ask, just bring it. But for tonight, I think they are just trying to rally volunteers.
Where's the other fan?
It's there.
Animals come in, they don't go home, but that happens all right down below, as well as a dairy lab too. So all the science that you're looking at in the common bag is happening here, and over across the street. That medical facility that you see right there, we have 4 hospitals within 1 mile. So if you are all about emergency equipment, you're going to hear it 24/7 because we have tons of medical facilities right around here. But this campus is being moved to the opposite side, and we're being moved onto more of the main campus, which you'll see hopefully either today or later on next week. And we're shifting it out with brand new buildings because we just had a $100 million endowment that's allowing.
So far, so great and amazing and beautiful. I love it.
Excited?
Hi. Yeah.
Ecstatic. Oh, you're the second person to use that word.
So everything look like massive, so it's too big. It's starting from my room, my bed, the street, the cars. I'm really impressed.
We're in Kentucky.
Where?
We're at the University of Kentucky at the stadium, which is Roger Field, and there's an event with 2,000 young people participating in a whole lot of youth events. I'm really excited to see how this university campus works.
Energised. Still in a wee bit of a dream, I think, at times, when you think, oh, I'm actually here, but at the same time, it's good to see different cultures without the world, so it's good.
You see the Commonwealth Stadium, right? Kroger Field at Commonwealth Stadium, and you would think that that's where they practice, but that's not at all. They've got their own facility right here, so they just replicated that.
Hey, bada, swing. I've got to just do my thing. Hey, bada, swing.
I need that. We are a full-on university, so everything we do here is bachelor's up. We do not do an associate's degree, which would be the 2-year right after they would graduate from the high school. But this is it. So there's a Bluegrass Community and Technical College. We have a statewide initiative for the community colleges that they can either end there with a terminal associate's degree, a 2-year degree, or they transfer over here. But it's super nice to have it on campus, at least one of their campuses, because these folks can even live in the dorms. So they can take classes here. It's a whole lot cheaper. They can take classes here, stay in the dorms, and just matriculate right into UK, all in one shot by having that facility.
Really just wanted to have a quick conversation about tonight, tomorrow and Saturday, and try and get ourselves sorted for that. So we know that Anne-Marie's put stuff in the chat, so we need 8 volunteers who's willing to work with the mums. Yeah, and we've got then some then will work with the young people, kids, and the rest will just mingle. If you want to be one of those 8 volunteers that's going to work with mums, then could you make yourself known to us? And then who's going to work with the kids, also make yourself known to us as well. I think PVG is an issue if you're going to work with the kids. I think if you're going to work with the kids, ideally if you've got your PVG, you're working with, you could be working with the kids, or if you've got, not necessarily if you've got your number, it's just something that's safeguarding for them. So if we can have that would be grand.
What they want more of, they want hot sauce for the food. That is one of the things that is very apparent. And so what we do, what we're known for is this night. We are known all over town for Revive, this is called Revive Night. And we do this because we want the moms to feel like they're revived and they want to get a break from their kids. So this might be the only break that they're getting all week from their kids, right? And they get to go, they take their kids to the back. And then they immediately get to go and just hang out and be young women with other people. So we serve a meal. There's always a volunteer group that brings the meal. It's not part of our budget, so we do rely on the community to be a part of what we do. So they'll bring the meal and they get served the meal and they go back in and they just answer questions. We go all over town. Somebody in the last group asked, like, well, where's the boundaries? It's everywhere. If it's in Lexington, Kentucky, we will go and pick them up. They do have to sign up for that. The program is free. So they don't have to pay anything to be a part of this program. I think I covered most things. What questions do you have?
How many women come through your doors in a year?
We serve 300 moms and kids. We have a staff of 7, but 2 of them don't work with the moms. So we have 5 people that work with 300 moms and kids.
That'd be Alicia. She does the fundraising part of it, but and like the stories from moms and stuff like that.
Okay. So would the church as well help with that?
Do what?
Church, would they help donate?
Some of them do. It's like the church we
mid-month, that was 7 years ago. Delivering food in the station wagon, the basement and garage of the home. Today, 50 counties, 16,000 square miles, 265,000 people facing hunger and food insecurity. Staff of about 85 people. Instead of one station wagon, we've got 14 trucks that drive some 400,000 miles. I forget how many.
London, Moorhead, or Prestonsburg so that it can be distributed there. We have a very large service area covering almost half the state. You all don't know this, but there's 120 counties in Kentucky and we serve 50 of them. So there's some geographical challenges that we face just based on like infrastructure in those rural counties. Because while Lexington is very, populated and the roads are great, not exactly the case in Letcher County, which is way further east.
We're really glad y'all are here. I think we're going to move this way now, right?
United States most food insecure counties, and that's mostly in eastern Kentucky. So what we do here, we're very proud of to help so many people.
So like Sharon and Mike kind of mentioned, we outgrew our previous space during the pandemic. At that time we were doing about 42 million pounds of food a year, which I don't think in pounds of food. That is 10 miles of semi-truck of our food comes from the USDA. We're going to be facing that way. Get this in the background, okay? Tell people that.
Coming from other places, so we have a lot of new Scots that come in where that wasn't traditionally what they would eat. And I just wonder how flexible are you in dealing with folks that have come into the country and southern fried chicken wouldn't necessarily be one of their staple diets. So are you flexible enough to meet the needs of the people that potentially need, because quite often they're the most marginalised folks. So can you manage that?
So Lexington has a fairly large immigrant population. We've worked really hard to make sure that we can, like within the Fayette County Pantry Program, have culturally appropriate foods. For example, we have a pantry in a library on the north side of town, which has a large Congolese population. There were some questions about getting halal meat, which is pretty difficult in Kentucky actually, let alone, donated halal meat. But we've been working really hard to make sure that, it's not, that the foods are culturally appropriate. Yeah.
This is proper building?
Yeah.
Morning, Donna.
Morning.
Morning, boss.
And so what we do is we listen to students. We get their feedback, kind of like, we call them our ear to campus, our ear to the pulse of our students. Where are our students' needs not being filled? Because our students are low income, many of them first generation college students, not everyone has a family who can travel to come support them or send funds when they need something. So Berea as a whole really aims to meet students' needs where those gaps exist, and centers like us sort of try to prioritize explicitly marginalized students. As Bell talks about anti-racism, anti-heterosexism, anti-classism. So we have conversations here about intersectionality. How do those students' identities intersect with this institution, as well as the institutions of governance, healthcare, right? Things that you all have been studying, I hear, from Bell, right?
Yes.
And when Bell was here, as a professor, distinguished professor in residence, in addition,
amazing work in this context.
well, it's hard. You get a lot of emails from the president of the college. Let me say that. We get a lot of emails from the president of our college who keeps us sort of up to date on this ever-evolving, almost day-to-day changes that are taking place. But the thing about Berea is that the issues we face are not unique, but the way that we face them is what's really unique. We were the first coeducational and desegregated college in the South. It was our founder, John G. Fee's dream to educate blacks and whites and men and women in the same space. And at the time of Jim Crow. And so it was a bold move, but he believed, based on his faith, that that was truly walking like Jesus did, was uniting all people. And so this college has abolitionist foundations to begin with. So first, we lean into that, right? That at the end of the day, we have always served the marginalized, those who have been pushed to the outside. We have always prioritized that experience. And so we're not gonna stop now. We might change some language. For example, we might not use certain terms that we used previously, but the work remains the same. And I would say that Berea sort of attacks these issues in community. When an issue arises, we meet as a collective and discuss what the realities are and how best to face them. Right now, for example, I'm co-chairing a task force that is for community of care. And what we're doing is sort of keeping our eyes on legislation and how it's directly impacting our students and building institutional frameworks to support them.
We are going to see Baruch downstairs.
How you doing? I'm alright, you alright? Yeah, I'm alright.
Because one of the things that really blew my mind about this place, right, is that if you think before the Civil War, so America is divided, north, you've got south, you've got the slave-owning states, including Kentucky. And this place is co-educational. This place has an integrated education. White people, black people are getting treated equally here in Berea. And when I saw that just before I joined with you, I was like, that's really weird. Oh, but as you're asking, I'll go hand out boxes, or you can get a box.
How do you archive like the internet now? Like if this is all paper and things like that, do you print out?
To say something else.
So anyone can sign in here if you want to learn more about the work, and then we have lots of our newsletters. So many copies of Balancing the Scales. Please take one.
Kentuckians for the Commonwealth, the Rolling Bluegrass chapter. We operate in Scott County, focusing on Georgetown. Please feel free to join us, get involved. It's actually a fantastic group. So I'm going to start. And my question, and this is to everyone, so I'm going to ask everyone to speak on this a little bit. What is it that brought you to becoming active in your work? So what was your inspiration? Like, how did you get this and how did you get started? So I'm going to start.
Really pleased to be here this evening. Apologies for my lack of voice. Nashville has done me in. So yeah, in response to the question, I suppose, quite a funny story because I'm one of those dreaded smokers in the world, can you believe it? And one day we have a local ice cream van that goes around our community and it's
7. I've been with the Kentuckians for the Commonwealth for over 23 years. So, yeah, I love this. What got me here? I was skipping around life. First, let me give honor to God, who's truly the head of my life. Without God, I am nothing, and I wouldn't even be here. So I was skipping through life. I was at college at the University of Kentucky. I went to the College of University of Kentucky. I was the captain of the basketball team that won this SEC championship game, and this team, and this ring that I wear. No, it's not my boyfriend's. I earned this one. Anyway, what got me here is that along my journey, I was on the yellow brick road and I got off. And I picked up the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and the Cowardly Lion. I had lost my right to vote. And that's what got me to the table. I was so afraid of joining any group. And down in Lexington at the library, these people with them green and gold shirts on was sitting at a table and they welcomed me into the group. And so once I came into the group and they started treating me not like a convict, but they told me that I had something special to give. And I've been giving it over 23 years now. So that's what got me to the table. I don't want anybody in this room to feel sorry for me because my darkest past has become my greatest asset. And now I am on the battlefield. I'm in the trenches. I'm showing people who are impacted, who's come out of prison, that you don't have to stay there. We can be the voice. We know, we have lived experience, and we can get our right to vote back, and we can change some shit up. Oh, excuse me, Joe. And I'm a Catholic. I'm going to go to a confession and get my hair married. I'm going to pass the mic right now. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I was struggling because I really wanted to be a mom, and I wanted to be a daughter, and I wanted to be a sister. And so in our community, within our home, I wanted to be that person. I didn't want to continue to bring shame. And when I hit my knees and told God, if you take this taste of crack cocaine out of my mouth, I'll serve you anywhere. And little did I know he was going to say, on May 1st, I need you in Georgetown, talking to these students and letting them know how good I am as you build and as you do this work. Don't stop before the miracle happens. It doesn't matter who's in the White House, I know who's in the big house.
A deliberate tactic, of course. So for me, the community is about identity, it's about coming together, and it's about that commonality, that sharing of resources, that complete understanding. And you mentioned, you get reference to Bell Hooks. By complete chance, many of us from the University of Glasgow were in the Bell Hooks Institute only just this afternoon. And a lot of the talk was surrounded with a community of care. And I'm a great advocate. I'm not sure whether you'll be familiar with this man-in-law, Cormac Russell, who's a real advocate for an asset-based community development. Quite often when we approach a community, we look at our communities through a deficit-based lens. And by doing so, it brushes aside all those really good quality things that you've made reference to, like those relationships. I remember coming home from school at 3:30 in the afternoon, mum didn't finish work, single parent, mum didn't.
I guess when building trust, you have to meet people where they are and try to find, what do we have in common, what can we connect over.
In Lexington, in the Fayette County schools, 1,050 children are homeless that goes to the Fayette County Public School. 1,050. And those are the people that have reported that they're homeless. So we have more than that. So our work is in front of us. And so as you take that back, and I'm not trying to make you sad, I'm just trying to show you how heavy it is. But at the same time, Kentuckians for the Commonwealth builds in self-care. At some time in the year, we get a blackout week. That means you don't have to do nothing, but you get a paycheck. Yeah! We got a bad executive director. And our steering committee votes it in. And they want us to be okay.
So that franchise for the election was changed just before the referendum, and that was a deliberate attempt by the nationalist movement, if you like, those in favour of independence, to encourage the youth vote out, because there's a lot of young people, and very opinionated young people, as Olivia rightfully said, have grown up throughout all of those mistakes, all of those...
Single policy. That means that in every single act of government, children and young people have to be engaged with. That's absolutely... Also, they've done acts like they have made it illegal to physically chastise a child. It is absolutely illegal for a parent to smack a child in Scotland. That is not a parent's right. No child is allowed to be smacked. So there are numerous policies that are very, very much child-focused. And so voting is an extension of that, to say actually 16-year-olds should absolutely have a right to vote. They're active citizens within our society. So from that point of view, Scotland have always been a bit ahead, maybe, of that sort of thing. So it's really important, I think, that we acknowledge that context, but also maintain it and fight for it, because those are the sort of ones that are actually very easy to slip away with kind of those deficit or common sense things, assuming that children from young age don't have rights or don't, but actually Scotland have really embedded this, which is really important.
And after that, this week, we're gonna ensemble this house to renew this, and all the communities coming together, all the kids doing the work, all the mothers coming, cook, and everyone, you know that. So, and the next week we're gonna be in someone else's house. That's how we support each other without any government. That's how I go out in this spirit. We will tear down every gate, and we will not build new ones. No chains, no walls, just in holes. Hands together, voice loud. We are many. We are proud. No more waiting. No more fear. The time for change is now and here. Thank you.
Here's your tacos for your brisket tacos with all the fixins. This is smoked cream cheese dip. You can dip it in the crackers or whatever you want. Help yourself. Eat as much as you want. Enjoy.
Thank
Numbers in the bathroom.
want to take it? Yeah.
No! Oh, 7 taking over! 7 taking over! Oh, God! Keep going, guys. Keep passing. Keep going. Peter, at least say hello and pass. Yes. Keep it.
No, I need to get back.
Oh, the guys is here.
Here they are.
All right. That's moving back.
Everybody want to share their best bits so far?
Nice to get to know all the other different years, year groups.
My best bit was step by step, was a really nice project.
Like step by step, I think. That's the first project we've been through.
this week, but I think it just shows that we're still doing it and people are still embracing it.
And we finish at 7 o'clock. Brian's group has students and they've put on pizzas for us tonight, so we'll start.
Yeah, so this is a tributary off of the Elkhorn Creek, and somebody said, can they get their feet wet? If you're comfortable, you can. Just be mindful that this is very slick, so, please be careful.
I wouldn't recommend actually crossing because even in boots that gets really, really
But, did you want to share a little bit about?
Sure, yeah. So, I don't know if you all have had any of your programs talk about like the geography of Central Kentucky, but what makes a lot of Central Kentucky really unique is that we have a lot of underground waterways that then pop up into the rivers like the Elkhorn Creek here and the Kentucky River, and a lot of that has persisted over millions and millions of years, that we're trying to create food forests. We're trying to create that merging of what is sort of naturally happens within ecology and also food production, agriculture, things like that. So we're installing 2 small bee colonies, and then they'll sort of grow themselves. Is there anyone here who's familiar with beekeeping at all? And last year, Kentucky had the highest what's called colony loss, so death of bee colonies in our recorded, which admittedly, we haven't been recording this since, 1800 or anything, but in our recorded history, we had the highest colony loss yet. And so it's really important to seed leaf that we're getting pollinators out here to our plants, and also supporting the bees. Save the bees, yes.
Marie.
I don't have today actually we're having to do a lot of computer work. We don't slide out of the office or as actually they're going to be
Yes, nice, Benny.
Before we get started, that this event is sponsored by a grant from the Provost Office called an Impact Award, and I will tell you more about the various activities later in the panel, but the idea of this award or this project is to bring together faculty, staff, students from across campus who are interested in developing the leadership of our students.
We say our mission is to prepare future leaders who are committed to integrity, equity, and excellence in public service. But every time we say that, we catch ourselves because the truth is that our students are leaders today.
A big part of what it takes to be civically engaged and be an informed participant in the world today. But today in the world, becoming an informed participant and becoming a civically engaged community member requires learning about oneself, learning about others, learning about various histories, learning to have current and controversial issue discussion, not just learning about how the government works at a federal level, but also learning about how to be and become a good community member.
Yeah, we're so grateful for our guests, and I'll just take a moment. If you are a guest and you'd like to introduce yourself so we know who's in the room, please do so. Anybody? Who wants to represent Scotland?
Hi there, and thank you so much for having us. My name is Professor Sinead Foley, Professor of Community Development and Youth and Deputy Head of School for the School of Education. And it's my privilege to be here, but also to be alongside our Community Development Programme here. So our program is a program that works within communities with the most marginalised, under-resourced communities throughout Scotland. But some of what you're talking about, us as lecturers, our work is about going beyond the school walls. So we do work alongside initial teacher education, where we would call our teachers as well. But actually our students here every day are engaging with those young people and those communities who are often forgotten as well. So they're experts, and I really appreciate that that you welcomed us into this space, but to learn from them as well. To find out what you do, yes, so to find out what community work you do, and to try and learn internationally about the practices that happen globally, so we can take that back to Scotland and learn from the practices, both within HA, obviously we're all within higher education, but also within community groups. So we've been here for how many days? Every day slightly rolling into what I have to say. We're still struggling slightly with the time differences. But we've been here, we've visited some amazing projects. So yeah, it's a real privilege to hear about this work as well. So thank you for having us. Thank you for being here.
And I am the state representative for the University of Kentucky, where we are here today, so powerful, and the neighborhoods mostly south of the UK. I'm in my second term in the legislature, and I'm excited to sit down and listen to the students' presentations today. I'm excited about the civic seal in general. It's something that Senator Douglas and I were talking about. Why is this not required? Well, it could be. We're the legislators, so we can make it a requirement later on in the thing. For those of you visiting, welcome to Lexington. We're excited to have you here, and I'm just looking forward to the presentations.
About that and what's being done in this city. So currently, homelessness, there's a lot of definitions. I think we all think of different things when we hear homeless, but it's an individual who lacks or is about to lack adequate permanent nighttime housing. So even if someone is couch
Congrats.
Okay, yeah, this is like don't worry, barely anyone has. So civic health is a term that's really come about the past 10 or 20 years in the United States. That's been popularized. So we have a lot of people coming, we have folks coming from the University of Missouri to study us this afternoon. So there's a lot of interest over, so I always sort of throw this in there. This is how we're funded and where money comes from to support our organization. And then this is what we look like we're going to grow over time. But ultimately, the thing that we like to tell people is that we're trying to make it as easy as possible for people here in Lexington to shape Lexington's future. You shouldn't have to be an elected official.
Unfortunately, we couldn't be here this morning because we had some friends that we had to get to, but we wanted to at least come out, do some community outreach, meet some of you all, meet some of the kiddos, because it's something we don't get to do every day. Normally, like we said, we're there on the worst day of your life. That's what we're calling us for. Unfortunately, that's what our jobs are for. But we want to get back here and doing stuff so we know who you are. You get to see us on a good time, and that's pretty much it.
Scotland, right? I do live there and work there. I've been handed a microphone. I don't think the microphone's going to help you understand clearly. I'll just shout. My name is Professor Sinead Bromley, and I'm privileged to be here with the development program at this trip. So I'm Professor of Community Development and Youth and Deputy Head of School for the School of Education at the University of Glasgow. This program, and the name of us are here, is development program on support for women en masse, all work in different communities across Scotland. They work with the most under-resourced and marginalised communities. We do work with schools as well, and some of our students work within schools. We're not teachers. We don't want to be, not that's a bad thing, but we engage with community in a different way. But one of the things we're really passionate about is using education. We often use informal methods of engagement rather than maybe more formal methods. But we think the importance of this work is beyond the school walls.
the importance of young people's lives, communities, children's lives. And we're here in Lexington to find out what you do, to see international practice and to see if we can share practice to take some back with us to Glasgow. So thank you for inviting us along this morning and this afternoon. We look forward to seeing your projects. Thank you for being here.
It's wonderful that you made this part of your trip, and we're excited to tell you a little bit about who we are, how we came about, and Lori was here to help me out. Lori knows much more about this than I or anybody else who's ever been associated with Sparks. Been here from the ground floor when it first started up, and continues to be with us volunteering. And so, Spark Cafe. So first of all, are you enjoying the trip?
Yes.
Kentucky?
10,000 people and come down for, depending on which one you went to, it was vendors, food vendors, dancing, bands, displays about the history of every small, what we call crossroads communities in this county, with poetry. It was a little book you could buy, and displays. They had a film festival one year, and thinking they would have maybe 6 applying. They have 34 applications to show their films here, including 7 from Europe, and it was like, who in their right mind is going to come from Europe to show a film in a little town in Kentucky? But they applied. Aren't there huge crashes?
Resilience. Yes, keep going, guys. Guys, come on, behave as a grown-up people.
Never.
Don't go. I have a camera. Come on, Charlie.
Stop it. You need Brian.
Guys. Charlie, what a disappointment. I was seeing you as the only person behaving in this group of 4. Like, Carla, you behave sometimes, but...
You got a snack and a bottle of water.
Yes.
Are you organized? I don't have my clothes. I don't have my shoes.
Have a good time. I'm gonna run away from them. Don't blame me.
You want to get wet just yet? Do you want? Yeah, do it. Is that the other house?
Peter might be somewhere out there.
Put the address in if we're taking 2 vans.
And we're going to leave our buses. They're going to tell us where the get-out point is. We're flying solo. There's no instructors with us. Right, Marley is our instructor, but not in this trip, but she is, right? So then we're going to get out and phone them and tell them that their kayaks are there, and we'll be getting our buses and leaving here. So the driver will take you to the take-out point and leave your vehicle there. You'll board our vans and buses and we'll take you to the put-in point. Go ahead and prep any items that you wish to have with you in the river, but leave them in your car until you board our vehicle. Have you double-checked your boat selection? I won't mail to that. Change into clothing for river, apply sun cream, use the toilet. We highly recommend a glass strap if wearing sunglasses. Anything that goes down the river may get wet or lost. Please plan accordingly. Make sure your watch is waterproof, otherwise leave it in your vehicle or your vehicle. Telephones and electronic keys in waterproof cases, bags only, and attached around your neck. Once everyone is checked in and ready, the driver will bring everyone together to go over last minute instructions, relax and hang out within calling distance. Any questions? If you could just leave them for the driver. Do we have a code for it?
Well, you'll be dead if we go down it. So hopefully we won't be dead. Oh, if you went down that hole, have you seen it?
They've not told us where we've. Only like 70 feet high. Left of the bridge.
I am the first hider, guys, but I don't have training for dead people, so be alive. So
Yeah, me too.
Be alive.
I can do first aid.
We'll try.
I can manage if you get bit by a snake.
yeah, and I don't have any kids with me.
I can cycle. This is a lifesaver. When I was in Australia, I do life-saving. I've got my life-saving badges.
I could sing Staying Alive while you're just.
So I could life-save you.
You can also go to California.
That's about it. I told my mum. That's the bridge.
What's the bridge?